What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. Crystia Freeland is in deep trouble, or at least should be, but I'm willing to bet, just like everything else, we're not going to see anything come of it, because why would we? The liberals are corrupt. They've always been corrupt. In fact, if you tuned into last night's leadership race debate, which is laughable at best, I know a lot of people are talking about it on social media. A lot of people have been pointing out the good, the bad, the ugly when it comes to that debate. Again, there was nothing good that came out of it. I'm going to start by talking a little bit about that debate, but Crystia Freeland needs to be audited. I want to talk about Ruby Dalla, because this kind of moves into Crystia Freeland. Now, we've got documents that show and back up everything that I'm saying here as to why the fix is in, why we all know that this is being set up for Mark Carney. We all know that Carney's on his way in. But the reasons they've given Ruby Dalla, when we talk about disqualifying her from her leadership campaign, and a lot of people say, who cares? It's a liberal. It's somebody running for the liberals. It's not about that. It's about pointing out the hypocrisy as well as the corruption going on in the background. So Ruby Dalla, of course, appealed the decision to remove her from the leadership race. Appeal was denied. My leadership campaign was to put the power back into the hands of grassroots and bring the party back to the center with progressive policies that would deliver results. I was disqualified. My appeal to the establishment was a fight for the millions of Canadians that needed new leadership. She, of course, has it here as well. Appeal denied. They wanted a fair election. Crystia Freeland needs to be audited, because what happened with Ruby Dalla was, first it was her ties to possibly having corruption in our elections or interference because of her family's ties to India. Then it was, well, she had somebody who was a non-citizen working within her campaign. Then it was a matter of her donations. People saying, well, somebody from the same household used the same credit card to pay for donations and the maximum contribution had already been reached. Ruby had those contributions held by Elections Canada. She had them cleared by Elections Canada before posting them through, yet she was still removed. The reason I want to bring that up is Crystia Freeland has done a no-no. She's done a massive no-no. And again, keep in mind, the Liberal Party keeps all of Ruby Dalla's money. It's not like they give that back. It just goes back into their coffers. But again, I want to point out the debate last night, then we're going to get into that paperwork. So stick with me here, folks. Stephanie Kusi, good friend of the channel. When you communicate in the second official language that you agree with Hamas, your French clearly is not strong enough to be prime minister. Canadians need a prime minister who can effectively communicate both official languages. Mark Carney can't. We've all known this. Keep in mind, the reason I'm bringing this up, Chandra Era was removed saying, well, he didn't speak French. He wasn't willing to learn to speak French. Mark Carney was brushing up on his French. Keep in mind, this debate was in Montreal last night, where Mark Carney agreed in French that he agrees with Hamas. Take a look at this. Watch the subtitles.
Nous sommes d'accord avec Hamas, nous sommes d'accord avec une two-state...
Nous ne sommes pas d'accord avec Hamas.
Nous sommes d'accord avec Hamas, nous sommes d'accord avec une two-state...
Nous ne sommes pas d'accord avec Hamas.
So Crystia Freeland jumps in to save his butt and say, no, we don't agree with it. No, Mark, your French is off. We don't agree with it. What's funny in a leadership debate, do you ever watch the American primaries? These guys go out bloodthirsty attacking each other. This was it wasn't even a debate. They all stood there agreeing with each other the entire time. In fact, Crystia Freeland even said, well, this is how these things work. We're not fighting each other, right? We're all in it for the same reasons. It's all to install Mark Carney. After the Liberal leadership debate, Crystia Freeland admits she's not even trying to win the leadership vote. They're all in this together to insert Carney. This was recorded off of TV, but it's the best version of this clip I could find. Take a listen to what's going on here.
You are, I presume, running against Mark Carney, as the two others were on that stage, but it really felt like tonight what we heard was everyone agreeing with each other. We heard a lot of, I agree. How are you going to win this race if it sounds like most of the evening you spent the time agreeing with the forerunner?
A leadership race is very different from other political contests. This is a race inside the family, inside our party.
inside the family. I'll remind you, Mark Carney is linked to Chrystia Freeland's family through a godchild. I'm going to let her finish, and then we'll continue with creepy Chrystia and her questionable behavior.
And it's a really good thing that we are agreed about very many things. And the thing that we agree on above all is that right now, Pierre Poilievre cannot win the next election.
Pierre Poilievre cannot win the next election. Doesn't this paint a picture? Parliament being prorogued, no election being called, Jagmeet Singh, the lapdog, shoveling the Liberals through. I know people are saying, no shit, Derek, we all know this. Get to the point. It's all being done to prop up Carney. Chrystia Freeland, of course, having the audacity to tweet this out. A few weeks ago in Saskatoon, I met a 4-year-old girl named Ari. She asked me, can you stop Trump from invading Canada? Ari is a smart little girl. She's asking the right questions. I'm running to lead the Liberal Party in Canada's next Prime Minister because Donald Trump is posing the gravest threat we have faced since the Second World War. Are you kidding me, Chrystia? Based on her heritage, her family's lineage, she's going to come out and talk about Trump being worse or just as bad as the threats of the Second World War? Your family had connections to those responsible, Chrystia. And good friend Tamara Leach putting out here, pretty sure our greatest threat since World War II was from you guys when you tried to lock us in our homes and remove our rights and freedoms, demanding papers to access healthcare, education, businesses, and in some cases, even groceries. Democracies don't freeze the accounts of their people. Viva saying, you're so effing retarded, you're taking political advice from a 4-year-old girl. You do realize how stupid this makes you look, right? Better ship some more money to Ukraine. Viva nails it. I'm gonna put my money in the columns of things that actually didn't happen. I don't buy for a minute that that's what people are actually getting into. But now it comes here with Chrystia Freeland. This is where I've said before, and I'm getting to the documents, folks. Hold on. Stay with me. We're painting a picture here. I'm an artist. We're painting a picture. The climate alarmist libs who normally champion electric cars now want to put 100% tariffs on Tesla in order to target Elon Musk because Tesla man bad or something. This is just comical. This is what's funny about the whole situation is that this is all a snapback. They're panicking. They're absolutely panicking. This is where I've said Pierre should stop attacking Trump and start jumping on that train. Get on the Doge train. Start talking about we're going to audit the government. These guys are scared out of their minds. We have an election coming up at some point, whether it's now, whether it's in the fall, whether it's in 2026. We have an election on the horizon. And as soon as these crooks leave office, every single one of them should face full extent of the law. And what we have to decide is, do we vote for Canada's future or do we vote for the WEF and China in the next election? Listen to her ramble about this.
Counter tariffs to put pressure that comes from within the United States.
I mean, it's impossible to talk to. I know you have.
But what I'm saying is that we need to create pressure internally in the States. I would suggest 100% tariffs on Teslas to target Elon Musk, to create pressure within the White House. It worked with steel and aluminium, and that's.
So I wanted to wait for them to say it worked with steel and aluminum. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. This is the same person who said they could balance a budget. It didn't work with steel and aluminum. They're targeting Elon because they're butthurt about everything going on over there. They don't want it happening here. We covered earlier Charlie Angus, or Charlie Anus as some people call him, and Jagmeet Singh saying, let's do the same thing. Get rid of Elon Musk's Canadian citizenship. Get rid of it all. We don't want Elon Musk. He's terrible. He's actually doing his job. He's actually uncovering corruption. Shame on him. Whenever these people are telling you that those people are bad for showing all the illegal things the government has done, the people who are mad are the ones who are stealing from you. And they're going to continue to steal from you. Speaking of balancing budgets, you think Chrystia Freeland would know a thing or two about what's happening with elections, because these are her elections returns for her fundraising. Considering Ruby Dalla has been kicked out, and they used this, keep in mind, for the reason to remove her, to say this is that you can't have donations exceeding the maximum coming from multiple parties in a household. Look at what we have here. Contributor name, Burrs Felicity from Toronto. Now people will say, well, Derek, they might be in different households. They might, whatever you want to call it. Take a look at the record, though, because they've got the postal codes here. Political party was Liberal Party of Canada, Chrystia Freeland. On January 19th, individual donated $17.50. They donated the maximum. Killian Burrs, same postal code. Liberal Party of Canada, 2 transactions, $875 each, totaling $17.50. Burrs, Raphael, same postal code. This one in March, $17.50. Raphael Burrs again, same day in March, same postal code, $17.50 again. Sophia Burrs, same day in March, same postal code, $17.50 again. Sophia Burrs a second time, same information, $17.50 on March 9th again. Catherine Lake Burrs, same postal code, $17.50, donated again March 9th. Then down here at the bottom, same person again, same postal code again, $17.50 on March 9th. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different people, all in the house, or all at this residence, this address, this postal code, all contributing the maximum multiple times. And as Billy Mays says, ladies and gentlemen, but wait, there's more. Take a look at this one. Here we've got Boris Ballin. Same postal codes, both at $17.50. One was on January 28th, one was on January 19th. Raphael Burrs, January 18th and 19th, $17.50, $17.50. Sophia Burrs, January 18th and 19th, $17.50, $17.50. Natalka Bowley, 2 transactions. They donated from New York City. 18th of January, both $17.50. Peter Cregan, Toronto, 2 separate transactions. 18th and 19th of January, $17.50 each. Alexandra Dent. Now, what's funny here is that one's in Toronto, one's in North York, Ontario. Both of them have the same postal code. How's that possible? January 28th and January 19th, $17.50 on each. Catherine Lake Burrs, again, $17.50, 2 transactions, January 18th and the 19th. Casper Lund, Calgary, same postal codes on both, $17.50, and then $17.48, January 26th, January 21st. Sean Makins, Toronto, same postal codes, $17.50 each. Samuel David, 2 transactions, 18th and 19th of January, $17.50 each. I know we went through all of them, but there's a reason for this, folks, that when they come back and say for Ruby Dalla that, hey, you took one donation that was the same credit card in the same household, and even though she cleared it through Elections Canada, even though she ran it through the system before having it all done and had the paperwork for it, they still said, nope, we're cutting you out. You're done. You're not allowed to run in the election. You're not allowed to be in the debates. You're not allowed to do anything because you pose a risk. You pose a threat to Mark Carney. Had Ruby Dalla had been on the stage last night in Montreal, that debate would have gone very differently, which is precisely the reason they wanted to remove her. Because they wanted 4 people on the stage to all push the same talking points, essentially to put Mark Carney at the front of the race. This is all just one big, I know people hate the word psyop, but it's a big psyop to do nothing more than push Mark Carney to the front of the head for him to essentially destroy our country. for him to delay elections and use his emergency powers that he keeps talking about. This is why I keep telling people that something's got to give here. Something's got to change. It's going to be interesting to see what Pierre Poilievre and his camp have to say about this, to see what unfolds as time goes on. But I definitely would question if Ruby Dalla was so easily audited. When are we auditing Crystia Freeland? When are we auditing Karina Gould, who raised her $350,000 very easily, making only a $300,000 salary as an MP? Where's Mark Carney coming from? He doesn't even have to reveal his assets. People are saying, well, he's the next man for the job, but he won't even reveal his assets or how he accumulated his wealth. Anybody else see a problem with that? Let me know what you think down below. Do you think Crystia Freeland should be audited? Did you find the same issues with the debate as I did? Let me know your thoughts down below. If it's your first time here, I really hope this video has earned your subscription because, boy, this one's going to get censored out the yin-yang. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment down below if you enjoyed it. It helps push it out there past YouTube censorship. Hit your bell for notifications. Join me live here on the channel tomorrow night as well as every Friday night for our 2 weekly shows, Unhinged Fringe on Wednesdays, Friday Night Fringe on Fridays, both shows starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central. Fridays, the beautiful Mrs. Fringe joins me for live stream as we talk about everything that's happened in politics, everything we know that's coming up ahead, as well as back and forth within the greatest YouTube community on the platform. I look forward to chatting with each and every one of you in those live streams to hear what you guys have to say outside of making these videos. I look forward to seeing you there. For starters, tomorrow night, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central again here on the channel for Unhinged Fringe. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.